Why is this not turning on? There we go. All right. Well, welcome to Ballard Goes Live. This is our first live that we're doing with a bunch of friends of ours. We're just doing a recap on what happened at Redwood Rally, and we ended up getting an invite to Sick Week, so we'll go over that also. But let's bring on the knuckleheads here. We got 3 of them. Let's bring them on. All right, so you guys are on right now.
What's up?
We got Phil Harmon from Harmon Kustoms. They're all at his shop, and I'll let you guys introduce. You can introduce yourself, Phil.
Well, like Chris said, I'm Phil Harmon, Harmon Kustoms. I drive the 55 gasser that you've seen at the Redwood Rally. There's a picture right there.
I'm Kevin Barden, KB Restorations. I drive a 65 Mustang, as right there.
I'm Jace Picanso, just a dumb farmer that likes race cars.
He's got a race car too. It just hasn't been on the Redwood Rally.
Yeah. What is your car, Jace?
No, it's a 69 Nova.
A little more detail.
With a big blower, and it's really loud.
And zoomies.
Zoomies and yeah.
It's usually the loudest car on the property, always. It just by the end of the night, if you're anywhere near it, your ears are all ringing and stuff. But
or you'll lose your hat when he's doing a burnout.
Yeah.
Blows off your hat.
All right. Well, this is the first Ballard Goes Live. I don't know if we're gonna be doing a bunch of these. We just wanted to at least do one and see how it goes. But we're gonna start off doing like a Redwood Rally recap of kind of what went on. I guess we'll start with Kevin first. You had a car, you brought the Mustang back again, but it was different this year. You kind of want to go over what you had going on this year?
Yeah, I broke my good engine back in June and tore it apart and found I broke a bunch of pistons. And so I was waiting on pistons, hoping I'd have it ready for the rally, but I'm still waiting on pistons here like a month later after the rally. And so I had a spare engine that I had built for another project. So I just threw that in there, and it was quite a bit slower, but I just threw it in there to make the rally so I could at least still have fun, and didn't place or come anywhere close to placing, but
you finished.
But it was fun. I finished and got better fuel mileage than I did last 2 years. So that's something. But yeah. It was fun.
Cool. And it's a small block 40 running that, right? 302 based?
Yeah. My good one's a 363 on E85, and I was spraying nitrous on it last year, and so it was running mid-9s, and the engine I put in it's a 347, and it's a pump gas deal. I didn't want to spray it because it's a stock block, so I didn't want to break the first day. So it was running low 11s, so it was a couple seconds slower. But
Gotcha.
It was fun.
Still got the job done.
You got the job done.
And then how about you, Phil? You took the Dive Bombers 55 again this year. It's a 2-lane blacktop car.
Yeah, so I ran the 55 again this year in the gasser class. Decent turnout for the class. You know, there was, I think, 9 of us that ran completely through. I did a 5-speed swap in it. Last year it had an M23 and it had second gear engagement issues. So anytime I had launched and then shifted to second, it wouldn't like heavy underpower shifting to second gear. So I fought with that all last year, but I made the whole rally. So we decided to swap it out, do a TKX 5-speed. It ran flawless the whole trip. Didn't have any issues with it. Nothing. I ran my fastest pass in that car, which was an 1177 at Woodburn, which the previous year, last year, I ran an 1188 with that 4-speed. So it was a good improvement on that. So.
Nice. I know you wanted to go over some stuff with the gassers, and we'll wait till later to go over that stuff. And then the other person we have, Jace is Jace, and he was talking about his car, but he was actually the co-pilot with the 27, and it was this car for the people that don't know. And I'll kind of go over our recap. So we were really wanting to get it average in the mid 480s. That was our big goal. And we were fighting this car the entire time going to up before the Redwood Rally. We got stuck in the 5.0 time slots, and we just could not get past 5.0s. Let me turn off this other banner real quick. There we go. And anyways, we were running a shock that was too stiff, and the last minute, one of our tuner we were talking about told me about the shock. So we ended up ordering a pair of shocks last minute, and first pass on the shock, we actually ran a 496 in Medford on the old shocks, which was surprising. But the second we switched to a shocks, pretty much no changes. We got into the 480s, but we ended up having an issue in Madras. And I was just asking our video editor, that was another update. So our dive bombers video that we have coming out for the Redwood Rally was supposed to be, we're shooting for October 31st, but it looks like it'll still be about 2 weeks. He's almost done, but he's got about 2 weeks left. But he found some footage of what happened in Madras, kind of. And we actually had a fuel leak going up to the starting line. We just didn't know about it, and it must have started right then, maybe in the burnout box, and then between that and the backfire. And I actually grabbed a video of it. Let me see if I can play it. So this is it. Wait, no, let's restart. You can kind of hear the fire already. So that was my first methanol fire. And when I got out, some of it was already catching on fire before I got out. And shortly thereafter, I pulled the one fire system on the engine, and it put some of it out. But when I got out, I could hear it, and I could like see the heat coming off, but I couldn't see any flames. And then finally, things started catching on fire. But ended up burning up the fuel lines and ended up causing a lot of issues. But one of the other problems we had was an overboost issue. We didn't know at the time. I figured it out after we got back, but a wire came loose on the boost controller, came out of its plug. So it was just wanting to make 90 pounds of boost. And once it hit 40 something, it ended up backfiring, and thankfully, and didn't hurt anything. But yeah, I'm assuming that was fuel that was coming out. It also burned up one of the coolant lines also. But I'm pretty sure that was all methanol that was coming out on the track. But we ended up finishing the week. Most everyone thought we hurt the engine there at Madras, but we ended up, kind of the backstory of Madras, we ended up burning up the methanol side of the fuel system with the fuel lines. And we were going to throw in the towel. We just knew we weren't going to be able to kind of get it going fast enough. And then I thought, you know what? Like last minute, we decided to switch it back over to pump gas. And ended up running that, and we ended up running an 8.0 the first time in the 8th. It wouldn't build any boost, so we went back and sit on the laptop trying to get to build something, and we went back up last second. We were the very last car to make a pass, and made it up a 6-second pass. So it kind of kept us at least in first for the event, but it ruined our average that we were trying to shoot for. But we ended up going back to Medford, completed the week, and ended up getting second in the shootout. But I don't know. Is there anything else, Jace, about our week that you want to recap?
Don't forget burning up the alternator belt.
Oh yeah, burned up
What about all your overheating issues?
Oh yeah. So we had quite a bit of issues with overheating at first. So we ended up, one of the big issues, we had a relay that was going bad on us, and it seemed like it would be intermittent. Because 1 minute it was working, next minute it wasn't, and at some point it quit completely. So between Jace and one of our other buddies, they came up with a plan just to bypass it. And that happened in Bandon, near Bandon, or Brookings. And so we got that taken care of. But and then someone just here posted broken steering wheel when we came through Coos Bay. So
oh yeah, Your broken adapter, yeah.
So we run an 11-inch extension, and it was made out of titanium. And going back and looking at some of the footage, I'm pulling on the steering wheel a lot as I drive, even racing. And I'm assuming from pulling down on it and then turning it just over the week, ended up, putting a crack in it. At some point, when we're going up a driveway into a auto parts store, and it just shearing completely off. And then I thought, oh, I'll just hook it right, like just take the extension out. I couldn't even turn the car. At first, I thought I could do it, but it was just so short, and you were like right up on the dash. You couldn't even turn the steering wheel. And thankfully, one of our buddies that was in another car found a TIG welder, a welding outfit that did titanium. Thankfully, there in Coos Bay, most people don't do titanium, so we were able to fix that. And Jace was wrenching 24/7 on that thing, but we haven't finished in the week. So
I on the ignition box either, the spark box.
Yeah, I forgot about that too. So we ran a Fuel Tech electronics on the car, and the car kept turning off. And man, dude, the first 2 weeks, first 2 days, Jace did not think this car was going to make it. We would be cruising. So leaving Medford, getting to Brookings was like an all-day event. So we would get to a certain point, and something was overheating in the electrical system, and would turn the car off. And you could, if the car was sitting still, you could drive for maybe 5-10 minutes, and then it would shut off for the first time, and then you would restart the car, and you could drive again for maybe another 2 minutes, and then turn off for the third time. And then each time got like progressively shorter till the point that you were restarting the car every 5 seconds. So we would restart the car, go as fast as we can down the freeway, and then the car would die, and we would just coast as far as we can go to like let it cool down and stuff. And then to the point where we're doing 35 miles an hour, and we would restart the car and go again. And finally, in Coos Bay, we figured out that it was the box itself. So we tried the fans, that really wasn't working. And then finally, I think on day 3, we switched to ice bags, and we would just keep putting ice bags on the spark box. And next year we are paying for that one. But what else am I forgetting about, Chase? There's all kinds of things about that car that we were having problems with.
Did you get to see any of the sunsets at the tracks?
No.
Before they left the track, they got to see sunset.
We didn't see anything but darkness and trees, and then everyone behind me was my turn signal. So I don't know what's up with that car, but I kept leaving the turn signal on for a mile, like hundreds and hundreds of miles. So that was kind of the joke. Everybody kind of knew where I was after, we would get some distance on everybody, and then, in the far, far distance, you see Ballard with his turn signal on. But I'm not sure who Unprofessional Experts is, but someone also said something about tires chunking at Woodburn. I forgot about that also. So Mickey Thompson's kind of going through a hard time with tires. They still get, like, we don't, at least not that we're avid drag racers that race every weekend, but we haven't really seen a problem with ET, but they have these striping lines in them now. But one thing that did happen with our tire is that the sidewall dilapidated on it, or delaminated. It separated completely. And we brought an extra set. And our goal was to get a good pass at Woodburn, swap tires as fast as we could, and then do a burnout in Woodburn. So when it came Madras, we had a fresh set of tires that were already scrubbed in. And thankfully, we brought those tires, because when we were dismounting them, that's when I found or saw that the sidewall was delaminating. So good thing we brought extra spares for that one. But
For sure.
So Unprofessional Experts is James with the Black Turbo Nova. Yeah. Yep. Cool. All right. Well, so I guess we'll kind of go over the next, just kind of like highlights of the Redwood Rally with you guys. What was some of the highlights you guys had? Could be with other people. It could be with you guys, with yourselves.
The best part, I think, is, obviously you guys didn't get to see it because you guys would show up at 1 o'clock midnight at every track, but
Wake everyone up.
yeah, wake everybody up. But the drive from, Medford out to the coast and then up the coastline to Coos Bay and catching the sunset along the coastline is phenomenal. The sunset at Madras was great too. But I think the best part of the drive was the coastal portion of it. What do you guys feel like?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was in the dark. I see any ocean.
You might have smelt it in the air.
It did smell it.
So I think most of the time you and Kevin were mostly cruising together, right? When you guys would leave at noon or 1 o'clock.
Last day we did.
I kind of soloed by myself from Medford to Coos Bay, and I caught up with another guy that had a 55, and we kind of followed our way to Nexus Diesel for the checkpoint. And then
Between Coos Bay and Woodburn, we rode together.
we were pretty close to each other in Coos Bay to Woodburn.
So we got there before the sun went down. It was pretty nice.
It was nice, yeah. We were able to have dinner at the Woodburn track because they had the grill open, which was nice. So, and then from Woodburn to Madras, we followed each.
But no, I had to wait for Bean.
You had to wait for Bean.
Scott.
Yeah.
So I missed the sunset at Madras, but Phil was there waiting with pizza. So.
Yeah, I got pizza delivered to the Madras track so that some of these guys could eat some food.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think about Madras? Did you guys like Madras?
It was fun.
That was my first time there, and I dug it. I liked it. You're kind of out in the middle of nowhere in the high desert next to the airport, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd like to go back.
I really like the track there. They seem to do a really good job with prep. Just recently, in like the last few months, they were like really going out on making sure that track was like super sticky. And I kept telling everyone like, hey, it's going to be a good track, because there's a few guys going around saying it was going to be a kind of pretty slick. And sure enough, most people were complaining that they didn't put enough power in their car. So that was kind of cool.
Yep. It's weird.
I think for me, for highlights, go ahead.
What's that? It's weird having that tall K rail in the middle. So when you're racing next to somebody, you can't
even see the guy.
You can't even really see him when you're staging. It's different.
That is different. It was very weird the first time. And then the other thing too, one of the times we went was on a Friday night testing, and we're trying to lay rubber down, and trying to get through that chute doing a burnout was really sketchy. Because on a Friday night they don't put a lot of glue down, so you're trying to make your own tracks for yourself. But yeah, it is a different.
Far away.
What was that, Kevin?
The water box is so far behind the starting line up there that doing a burnout all the way past the starting line would take a little bit.
You just need more power, Kevin.
Well, I mean, I didn't have a problem, but I saw you struggling.
Oh, okay.
So for highlights for me, some of the cool things was meeting up with some of the people that we only see at the rally, like the Medina family. Phil, you and I know the Medina family pretty well. We were pitted next to them the first day, so that was cool to be able to hang out with them. They got a cool family. But yeah, I guess that's a big thing for highlights for me, was just kind of catching back up with everybody I haven't seen. James Sisk, he was one of the guys who commented with the Black Nova.
The guys who Nova.
Yep, correct. And I guess that kind of falls into the next one is what was some kind of the cars that stuck out this year that was new to this year that you guys thought were cool, or maybe ones that you think are cool that been at the track or at the rally every year?
I guess in the Gasser class, there's kind of the same people, except for the Faust family. They brought a cool wagon, I guess it would be considered Gasser. So that was kind of interesting to see. It was cool.
Is that Plymouth Suburban thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a brown, candy color, right?
No, it was I think it was primer color.
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty cool to see in the Gasser class. There wasn't a whole lot of new cars in that class. Ryan Sakey's car is a pretty nice Corvette, and it runs consistent. It's always a cool car to see at the track. What about you guys? You notice anything?
I was generally too busy working on Alex's car.
We had
it's really got the short hand of the stick, because I would be usually on the laptop, and he'd be just stuck like wrenching away, and or I was screwing around. When this video comes out, I wonder if they're going to put everything in it. But I'd be like busy eating, and Jace is sitting there stuck in the car trying to get electrical stuff working, and but,
That was fun.
yeah.
We had an appearance from Miss Midnight Maverick,
Yep.
which was new this year. Her and Tony made it up for the event from California, and she won the stick shift shootout. So
Yeah, I hope they come back next year. They seem to have a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun at the event. So she ended up winning the shootout, I believe, and I know she was pretty excited about that. They just had a video that came out about that. So I think for one of the cars that kind of stuck out to me was I didn't think I could. I thought for sure I'd have one of the smallest cars there, other than the Kearney and his buddy with the with the minis. But what's that Fiat? Man, that Fiat.
Thanks for reminding me that supercharged Fiat, that black car that ran the whole rally. That was impressive to see that car out there.
Yeah.
That was super impressive because how tiny that thing was inside. Like one thing with Kearney, like Kearney's a big dude. He's like 6'5", like 270, 280, and he fits in the Mini. And he told me one night, dude, just sit in it. And when you get in it, you actually have quite a bit of room. But when you look at the Fiat and he tells you where the gas pedal is, and it's on the passenger side, and the brakes, the brake pedal's on the driver's side, is just, you must be sitting sideways in it, racing it. But yeah, what is the tiniest car possible? But
yeah, that was neat to see for sure out there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I want to say that there was some. I'm trying to think some of the other cars that were cool. That Nova, the red Nova, and do you remember his name? Is it Jason with a super clean Nova?
The twin turbo red one that he came up and tested a couple weeks before. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a good looking car.
Yeah, for sure. And then I kind of, with going with tracks, what was from the best to least? What was some tracks that you guys liked the most? Ones you didn't like the most? Which ones you'd like to see come back next year? Ones you'd like to be left behind or changed out for the year?
Oh, Medford. I hope we start in Medford and finish in Medford again.
Yeah, not because it's our home track.
Yeah, not because it's 15 minutes away from the house,
but it's a great track to start at because it's got tons of room for parking. It seems like it handles everybody, number wise pretty good. And Justin always does a good job of prepping the track for us. So
yeah, it's a pretty good central location for people from up north and down coming out of California and that. So
yeah, it is. And that's one thing, that Phil just said with Justin. Justin really goes over and above. Most people don't realize everything he's doing behind the scenes in the days before, but one thing with Justin, he really wants to make sure that Medford is the fastest track, even though it's always terrible elevation. So a lot of people don't know this, but the DA there gets really crazy. So what was some of the DAs that we had there, Jace? Like 5,000 feet some days?
We had some 4s and 5,000, yeah.
Yeah, 4,000 or 5,000 DA, and then you have Woodburn, which is always a good track, and sticky also, but their DA is like 200 to 300 usually, 500, 800. What I think the highest that I've seen it has been 1,200. I think I think it was the day we actually went there. I think it was 1,200, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a little higher than normal there. Then Madras was even. It was lower than Medford. It was like
Yeah, Woodburn's another good track that I really enjoy. Just a good setup. It's clean. It's well set up. It gets through everybody really quickly, every class. And it seems like a lot of people running PBs there. I mean, I know I have the last 2 years in the 55. So.
Yeah, the elevation there definitely helps. I think the actual elevation there is just around 100 feet. So it's pretty weird that that's so far inland and be so low in elevation.
Correct.
Well, it was like Sacramento used to be 50 feet when it was running.
Yeah.
I guess it still is.
I definitely say Coos Bay is least on my list as far as tracks. I know there's a bunch of people that absolutely love Coos Bay. That's cool, but for me, I could live without it. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Coos Bay is not ideal for the amount of cars and people actually trying to go fast and keep their average good. That even mediocre cars like mine can't get down great every pass. So the real fast guys end up sliding all over the place. Like last year, we saw people spinning out and everything else, almost hitting the wall. But it's good for like a small town bracket race deal.
Or a gasser.
Or a gasser.
I think
Slow gasser.
I think with Coos Bay it's an equalizer. So if you're just racing in the event is one thing. Was I really noticed that this year was when you're just racing the event, you know, it's all equal to everybody. But if you're really trying to like beat an average like we were trying to do, or just try to keep the average as high as possible, Coos Bay just kills you. I mean, there's just no way around Coos Bay. But you know, everyone races that same surface. So for the event itself, I think is okay. I think we're at the maximum there. I think the one thing that we see in Coos Bay is if anything happens, you're kind of SOL because there's just not enough resources. I think that's the only downside that I really see. If it sprinkles or anything, it's all turns to mud. Or if the bay came in like it did the last year and flooded the first year, I guess it was first year,
flooded down below.
Yeah, but no, it makes an awesome no prep track. I love going out there and no prep racing when they used to have those, but with Crazy Kelly. But did you guys miss Samoa? Did you guys want Samoa back? Or you guys kind of good with it?
I like Samoa. I would bring it back if it was me, but it's a cool track. You're right next to the ocean. Usually they can always get us down the track with getting prepped and ready for us to run. It's got enough area for all the numbers of cars that we have too. So
I enjoy the drive down there. That's one drive I actually like is driving down to Samoa.
Yeah, you get more redwoods, more coastal line. It's a definite plus.
Well,
I think the only.
Oh, that's if you're driving in the daytime.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phil was there at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon last year. So.
I was the first one there last year. I have a picture of me alone in the parking lot. I was like, yeah.
Oh, James Sisk says Coos Bay could be a cool checkpoint on the way up to the coast. Samoa over to Coos. That'd be kind of cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't mean like we're not hating on Coos Bay. We actually all like Coos Bay for different reasons. That was the one that was in. For the people who don't know, that was we ended up having a diesel. What would you even call it? It's not an oil down, a diesel down.
It's diesel down. Yeah, Rick Fleets and the Chevelle had an accident. You know, we all have stuff happen. So he had an accident and diesel down the lane, and then right after that, another diesel put transmission fluid down the right lane. So it killed the whole program at that point.
Yep, and they called it a day. And what I don't remember the guy's name that has the Nova that put diesel down, but that's the bad thing of kind of running diesels. You know, Jace and we both accidentally left the cap off over the time that we've been testing this new car, but it's methanol, so it's no big deal. But you do it with diesel, and it's a whole different story. So
yeah, it's Rick Fleets.
Rick Fleet,
yeah.
Fleet, yeah.
And I think it's a Chevelle, like a 70 or 71 or something like that.
When we heard about it, we did not judge because we've been there. It's just, you know.
No judgment.
Yeah. Cool. How about you, Jace? What this was your first year doing a drag and drive. I was trying to talk you and your wife taking her car next year, but it sounds like you may want to just run with me again or not, whatnot. But for tracks, any other tracks in Oregon that you would like to see?
Any other ones in Oregon?
Yeah.
I don't know any other ones in Oregon.
Other than like
Yeah, you got
Never been to Portland.
Portland International Raceway, but
I don't know if I wouldn't want to drive these things in Portland.
yeah.
No. No, they would have a huge line of police cars just waiting for us. Especially Oregon's pushing harder on emissions, so they'll just nail us for emissions.
Yeah. Non-stop.
So Phil and I talked before, and one of the things he wanted to go over was the gasser class itself. So it's funny because so they just had Six Smokies, an awesome event. I think like 60 gassers showed up, and we're all big, dive bombers. We're all big gasser fans. We have quite a bit of gassers in the group, and there's always a debate on manual transmissions. Should it just be manual transmissions? Should automatics be included? Nitrous. There's some debates just within the Redwood Rally. Should there be nitrous allowed? So I don't know. What do you feel about the gasser class, Phil? Take the floor.
I think as far as the gasser class goes, it's a small enough class that really we can't divide it up for every scenario. So if you've got an automatic or you've got a power adder like nitrous, there's not enough numbers in the class to divide it up. So it kind of is what it is. And Jesse had a really good point. It's like, if you can't beat them, join them, right? So either you got to put on nitrous or, go faster to join them and beat them. But it would be nice if we had enough numbers in the gasser class to where we could separate it a little bit and maybe have, an NA gasser group versus a power adder gasser group. That's kind of my opinion. And I'm always telling myself, I always think a gasser should be a stick shift, straight axle stick shift car. But other people might have different opinion, which is fine. I'm not bashing on automatic gassers. I'm just saying I think of a gasser with a stick shift and a straight axle. So
yeah. Yeah, I was mentioning something about my dad and I share that yellow one, the Badman, and you mentioned that I got to put a 5 or 6 speed in that thing, and my dad's not a huge fan of that, but you were giving me a hard time about running an automatic, so I figured we'd go over that. I don't know if we get too fast, we'll be faster than Kevin, and you know how Kevin is with his manual transmission. And
I mean, good luck with that in the Badman. I mean, you don't have enough oil to make oil in that car.
For the people that don't know, Kevin's the most winningest bracket racer on the West Coast.
He's our track champion.
Not even close to the best.
He's our track champion at Medford. He gets all the trophies.
All the trophies.
All the trophies.
And does it with a manual transmission. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, for what it is.
So anything else you guys want to go over before we switch over to the Sick Week invitation with Redwood Rally?
I don't think so.
No.
So it's kind of funny, and I actually screenshot it. So I live part-time in Serbia, and which may not be going on for the future, but at least I'm here right now.
Right now.
Yeah. So I'm at the airport trying to take off, and I get a text message from Phil, and all it says, I'll bring it up. It says, pack your sheet up and get back to the States in 2 weeks. We got things to get done on your car. And he sends me the link, and I'm running late to the airport. And thankfully, like when I got to the airport, like 5 minutes after, they delayed the flight. So I had some time. So I'm sitting there editing a video on my laptop for the Dive Bombers. And I get this text message. I'm like, what now? So I open it up, and sure enough, I had no clue and got invited to Sick Week. So Sick Week did a, what was it called, Phil?
A wild card?
Wild card, yeah. So they did a wild card, and they picked some of the faster cars of each event. And then a bunch from, I think, Six Smokies they just announced. But I was like, I had no clue that they were even doing that. So it was a crazy surprise. And I had all the year planned out, like what I was going to do. The whole car was being torn down and like some changes being done to the 27, and thinking I was going to like be able to get wouldn't have to race until like April or May. So now this like throws a huge, I don't know, change, I guess, into the plans. And so now we're all like trying to figure out how to get my car done so I can go test in January for sick week. So Jace said he's back on, right, Jace? You're back on for another event?
Yep.
Yep, see, it's on live, so if anyone ever questions this, I'll just show you the YouTube video.
One more time to burn my feet.
Jace is down. Phil's talking about coming over and doing, what is it called, Phil, when you kind of like follow along?
Just like
Vagabond. Yeah, Vagabond, sick word. So he may be not following along, but just following along the event, not us. That's against the rules. But anyway, so we got a lot to do. Phil's building me a pump gas tank that actually holds more than 6.5 gallons of fuel. So we'll have a special tank just for the pump gas. And then Chris Kearney's building an aluminum race tank for me. We're making some changes there, and there's like a whole bunch of other wiring changes, fuel lines. Jace, did you get down there, Jace, the other day to pull the engine?
Yeah, I might leave here tonight and get it all the way out.
Nice. So thankfully I have good friends that are helping me pull the engine, get it sent back to refresh, and transmission definitely needed a refresh. So yeah, so the answer is we are going to end up going to sick week. I'm hoping to get out there in January and try to find some track rentals to at least test. So the big question was what event or what class we would run in, and it's unlimited, or which is a no chance of an unlimited, or Rowdy Radial. And Rowdy Radial is on a 26-inch radial, which I happen to have a set. Because that was the plan to do 6 summer last year, and we didn't do it. So I guess I'm going to enter into Rowdy Radial and see what we can do there. It should be pretty fast this next year. I'm assuming there would be multiple cars in the 4s. So we better figure out our game plan for that. But I don't know, what's some of the concerns or things that you think we should worry about, Jace, about sick week?
Just making things easy or easier, more serviceable. Like our relays.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Making sure all of our parts get here on time.
Yeah, that does help, like shocks.
Is there anything you guys can do to like shorten up your changeover time as far as that goes?
The changeover wasn't bad. It was just like if something went wrong, it was so hard to get to anything.
Oh, gotcha.
Like the relays, they're behind the seat. You got to pull the whole passenger seat out.
Yeah.
And then like Sparkbox was tucked up underneath the dash, and that was fun to get to.
Especially with overheating.
Yeah, when it was overheating.
Yeah, especially with the overheating. I didn't think we would ever mess with it. All the plugs that we needed to get to are right there in the bottom. And when we started having overheating issues, it's like, okay, that was a bad place to mount it. And yeah, so that was it's going to have a fan, so we'll see where we're going to end up mounting that. I think the other thing too is figuring out. Someone posted something to my mind. Blinker indicator lights. Yeah, I'll fix the blinker indicator lights. I remember to turn them off.
You're just always turning. You're just always turning.
I would accidentally hit it or not realize they're on, and I can't tell they're on. So I think we're going to put some indicators actually in the car. Blinker indicator lights. Yeah. Gotcha. Yes, I will put blinker indicator lights on it. It says Mopars and motor cars, and I'm pretty sure I know who that is. But anyways, yeah, the seat, I thought that was a decent idea. I think we just need, if we didn't have the wiring issue though, Jace, we wouldn't have to always take the seat out. So I think we just fix the relays, put bigger relays in there. I think we should be fine on that. There's really not a lot of places to put things in that car.
Yeah, you're cramped on space in that car.
Yeah. I think the other thing too is just making sure we get the engine back from the engine builder. Is going to be pretty tight. So He's hoping to have it back to us by mid-December or early December. So hopefully all the parts get in, and he's able to turn it around. He's got, I think, 13 engines that he's all trying to get turned around quickly. So yeah, it's El Presidente for Mopar and motor cars. But yeah, so pretty eventful live. We this is our first time going live. If you joined late, just kind of testing the waters. Something we wanted to do, just get out and hang out with everybody. We were hoping to do one on the dive bombers, and it ended up falling through. So I ended up just turning around and doing one on this channel. So Harmon Kustoms, he has a new channel that he just started. So if you guys go over to Harmon Kustoms, he does a lot of stuff with Broncos and Scouts, and then his hot rods. He's got Nova. What's the other truck that you have?
The 36 International.
Yep. Kevin, he's going to probably get a YouTube soon too, because he seems to follow Phil. Or no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But Kevin, he owns a paint and body shop. What's the name of your company, Kevin?
KB Restorations.
Yeah, KB Restorations. And then Jace, if you guys are local, he actually works on race cars and stuff in his free time. He just loves to do it. But you can bring it to his shop, or he can even come to yours.
I'm not picky.
Yeah. But all right, well, you guys got anything else you want to add before we sign off?
No, I think that was a good first live.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I mean, we have all these sound effects I didn't use, and I kept banners up on it, but whatever, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out on the next.
Well,
We'll see you
hopefully we'll have a second one. We'll see you on the next one.
later.
Ciao.
See ya.